Guys, welcome back to the channel. We got some more My Hero Academia, the strongest hero content for you. And this time we're not on the game, we're back on Twitter. We're over on Zoro's Twitter account, which by the way, link will be in the description down below. If you want to go drop him a follow, I suggest you do. I haven't just yet, but I will do. But we got a video to go. In fact, no, we'll do it here. There we go. We'll do it here. Yeah, I suggest you drop him a follow. I said link will just be in the description down below. But before we do get into this video, if you could go plus ultra and Detroit, smash that like and subscribe button. All your support will be very much appreciated on the channel. It looks like Global will be getting JIRO and Ashido as global first units. Now, if you don't remember who they are, Ashido is Pinky and JIRO is Earphone Jack. Pinky's the one with the acid. JIRO is the one with literally the headphone jack. She plugs it into the floor. The sound waves. Yeah, they might be global first units. I've been seeing a few videos recently of a lot of people talking about, what's going to be coming next. Is it going to be Stain? Is it going to be Shigaraki? Is there something coming in between? And from what the very minimal amount I've seen from those and picked up from the CN versions of the game, and, playing a handful, I haven't played too many, but a handful of gotcha games myself, Dokkan being the biggest one, which is also on the channel, and, paying attention to the JP version of the game compared to the global version of the game, and how they change timelines and banners, etc. and all that stuff. In terms of what I think may come next from, as I said, the little I know about the CN timeline of the game, I do think they will drop Aizawa before they drop Stain, only because Global, of course, got Aizawa, obviously not through a banner. We got him through when you first started playing the game, that whole period of time where you could grind him, through essentially for free. A lot of grinding for free, and obviously sped up through, spending money or spending your resources, your hero coins to get more stamina to get him. But essentially, he was introduced to the game from day one, not through a banner. Whereas on CN, I'm pretty sure he came into the game through a banner like Endeavor, All Might, Stain, how they usually released. So what I think they will do is, I think they will drop an Aizawa banner before they drop Stain, as kind of like an opportunity for people to summon him who didn't manage to get him through grinding him, which is not too much of a bad thing. And then also I kind of expect it to be kind of like a filler banner. So it has two purposes. As I said, one, to help, there's a chance for people to summon him who didn't manage to grind him, or, maybe didn't bother grinding, but for whatever reason didn't get him through grinding him in the game when they first started playing. So they have a chance to summon him. And also second, as a filler banner. And what I mean by that is, if you don't know what filler banner is, then essentially it's a resource soak up. It's a hero coin soak up. It's to take your hero coins before they drop the brand new character, which would be Stain, the first villain on the global side of the game. But I do think Aizawa will be next. But I do think he'll be there as a filler banner to essentially, take your hero coins. So you have to spend money to buy, hero coins to summon for Stain when he eventually does drop. Because as I said, Aizawa on Global isn't a new character. He's been here since day one. You just haven't been able to obtain him through a banner. So does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, So just to kind of go over it one more time, so just in case, I do ramble and I do try. But yeah, of course, Aizawa on Global isn't a new character, so I do think they'll drop his banner in between before dropping Stain to essentially soak up your resources, soak up your hero coins and tickets. So, you feel more incentive to buy hero tickets, or coins to buy hero tickets, to then summon for Stain when he does drop. So I suggest you probably avoid summoning on it. I mean, if you don't have him, of course, it depends on your account. And again, it's a gacha game. It's how you want to play the game. If you don't have him, then I mean, by all means, do what you want. Summon for him, wait for Stain, summon for both, or whether you buy coins in the game. It's entirely up to you. But I do think it's going to be a filler banner to bait you. But in between, and this is why the main kind of meat and gravy part of the video, we've got the tweets from Zoro, who, as I said, I think is a data miner of the strongest hero game, and he said they added the line deploy JIRO, so maybe she'll be coming sooner than we expected. Remember, they are totally different from the CN from what they said. Again, if you haven't seen, the devs have stated they want Global to be a separate entity away from the CN version of the game, so they might change up how they do things and the timeline, etc. And then also Mina Ashido confirmed as a playable character, and here's the line. It says, Mina Ashido's exclusive affinity item grants 150 affinity to the character, and here's the screenshot that he found when he was data mining saying deploy JIRO Kyoko, which, I mean, if you look at it, or Kyoko JIRO, these are deploying, you know, the word deploy all characters essentially in the game to play as. You know, Endeavor, Darby not out yet, but eventually it does look like he was meant to be coming next on the CM version of the game. Before, it looks like they've kind of, I think they've stopped back in the game, so I think CN's going to close down. Global is going to be completely safe. As I said, it's its own thing. They want to do things differently. Stain's meant to be coming very, very soon, and all the rest of these characters, apart from, of course, JIRO, already in the game. So it does look like these two are coming to Global very soon. In terms of how they do it, that's one thing I'm quite curious on, and one thing I want to start a debate on, because these two are both going to be global first characters, which is sometimes what gacha games do anyway. But it does look like they're going to be global first. In terms of how they implement them into the game, I mean, maybe they could just do a simple thing. And this is where, you know, they could drop the Aizawa banner, and then while he's out, they could drop, you know, those special banners like what we've had with Todoroki, Bakugo, Momo, the S tier characters, and drop their own essential banner where you probably don't want to summon on them. And then maybe they'll get added to the Class 1A banner, you know, the one where you get the free hero tickets, which all the rest of the Class 1A heroes are on there anyway, so maybe they'll get added to that. I hope they'll get added to that. I hope they do make that adjustment, because it would make sense. But it depends how they add them as a character into the game. I'm not, because obviously they're global first, so this is the first time we're going to be seeing them in the game. So I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be S characters, which means they might have their own special banner, as I said, like Todoroki, like Momo, like Tokiyami and Bakugo, or if they're going to be A rank characters and just straight added to the pool of units on the Class 1A banner. Or they could even add them through a you know, a free to play grind like Aizawa, or maybe, you know, quite similarly what they did with Ojiro, which kind of, to get him, it was paid for, but it was kind of like a battle pass system. So I'm not entirely sure. They could go down either route. I hope they don't do the latter, which is put them behind the battle pass system, because then you'd have to essentially pay to get them, which, you know, means you're missing out. But then also Ojiro is also on the Class 1A banner, so I really hope, I would really expect them to add them to the Class 1A banner regardless of how they're introduced to the game, either a free-to-play grind, through a special banner like the ST units. That's even if there are going to be ST units, and hopefully, as I said, they'll be added to the Class 1A banner with the rest of them, because they are Class 1A characters. So I'm not sure how they would do it, but in terms of them coming to the game, I mean, it's cool. We're getting essentially global first, global exclusive units, and, you know, that's only a good thing. More characters to use in the game, more variety, more content. It's just in terms of how they do it. So I'm going to ponder the question to you. How do you think they will introduce Ashido and JIRO, Pinky and Earphone Jack to the game? Do you think they'll do a banner like the special banners for the S tier characters, a free-to-play grind, maybe a paywall battle pass system, but still in the Class 1A pool units on the hero banner? Do you think they'll be added to the Class 1A banner anyway? Let me know down in the comments. I mean, they're all possibilities in this video, of course, to discuss all of that. So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents. I do think Mina, or Ashido, shall I say, Pinky, will be a pretty cool character to use, because of course she has an acid effect. I mean, typically in acid in games, what does acid do? It burns, so maybe you could have like a burn damage, you know, a burn effect for hitting one of her skills, or like a W, like an AoE attack that burns, or maybe, or corrosive effect, or maybe a poison effect or something. Earphone Jack, I mean, maybe she just uses range attacks and hits you with like the sound waves, and maybe he has a special where, I don't know, there's something to do with her hearing that boosts attack or movement speed or something. I'm not sure how they'll do them. I think Ashido is probably an easier character to do, because essentially it's, you know, kind of using, you know, melee attacks with her, you know, her acid attached to it. As I said, you could easily do like burn damage, corrosive effect, you know, that does chip damage, or poison that has an effect for, you know, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds or something. And then, you know, as I said, with JIRO, maybe you could do something with, you know, range attack like Kaminari, where you're hitting them with like the sound waves. And then maybe, as I said, a special boosts like stats for her, like attack, movement speed, or I don't know, something. I'm not entirely sure what they could do, you know, but as I said, these probably are going to be, it doesn't look like we're getting global exclusives, which is a good thing. It's just how they implement it in the game. And I do think Aizawa will be the next banner as like a filler banner before we do get Stain. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And yeah, will you be summoning for Aizawa if he is indeed next? Let me know, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.